hello again. Let's continue and hopefully finish this quest line. Also, I want to kill something. I did think I may have actually had a battle. Yeah, I had a battle in like the first quest, and since then, nothing. Like, come on. Come on, let me kill stuff. Ah, Laverne, I wish I had better news for you, but the blasphemy continues to elude us. Give me good news, please. Can you hear me, Commander? Oh, this is Weiskat. I have an idea how we might take down the blasphemy. Meet me in Costa del Sol as soon as you are able. Well, that sounds promising. I'll tell the Admiral you'll be away for a bit. Godspeed, and stay safe out there. And Weiskat is exactly where he always is. Apologies for having come all this way, Laverne. Ever since our encounter with the blasphemy, I've been racking my brain to find a way to dealing with its debilitating attack. Sadly, I've come up empty-handed, actually, and my companions fare no better. That's when I started thinking. If only our finest was still with us. He's always had a knack for noticing what the rest of us missed. His eyes were so sharp, he could spot a foe's weakness with a single glance. It's thanks to him that we were able to slay both Leviathan and Titan, and live to tell the tale. The rub is, well, he's a bit eccentric, and yes, I know you could say that about all the company members. But unlike us, he prefers to work from the shadows. Truth be told, I've not seen him since the day we disbanded. I doubt he'd be here to help his old oh, let's try that again. I doubt he will help his old comrades, even if we ask, but an order from the company's acting commander would be a different story. In our heyday, we had a way of reaching him. We whistled at the forked roads, and sooner or later, he would show himself. No matter when, winter or summer, in broad sunlight or the dead of night, he'd always be watching from afar. With any luck, he still is now. Watching and waiting. But I've rambled on enough. Go on now. This may be our best, and only hope. Always watching and waiting, waiting and watching. Yeah, I was enjoying my retirement. So, why do you have to go and bloody whistle? Nice scarf. Call me Lawrence. I'm the company's resident sharpshooter. At least I was in my day. No need to tell me who you are. I've been watching you for quite some time. Don't get the wrong idea, I'm just curious how my former mates are faring. Not as curious as folks were about me, though. First Weiskat, then old Misbeat himself. Ha! As if those coochers could ever catch me. And now yours is the storied hero summons me forth. No need to say why. You're going to ask me to help you take down the blasphemy. Have you forgotten the duty of the strong? Ha! Now I could refuse whenever someone trotted out these hackneyed words. Tell me, acting commander, what specific duty would you task me with? I trust you do have a plan. So you need a way to neutralize the beast's most potent attack. I can tell you'll like getting up close and personal with your foes, so you'll be needing support from a distance. Who do you suppose might be best suited to that role? I mean, both Merwhip and him would be really, really good. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Merwhip. No need to get him out of retirement, and I have the feeling that he doesn't want to. Also, I just want to see his reaction to mentioning her. A reasonable answer, but wrong. In pure marksmanship, none in Limsa Laminsa are the Admiral's equal. Yet Merwhip is ill-suited for a supporting role. Not for lack of skill, of course, but rather, come to think of it, there's something you should know. Follow me. Follow me, he says, and then just disappears. Let me get in my car. Oh, he is literally up here. Interesting. Did not expect that, to be honest. Also, nice view from up here. How can I see that shark from here? That's a massive shark. Quite the view, wouldn't you say? I've often come here to admire the sea. If you would indulge me for a moment and I'll spin you a yarn. Just try not to doze off. Back in Piracy's Golden Age, the League of Lost Bastards ruled the Rotano. I was one of them, as was Merwhip. We were led by none other than her old man, Blofuswin. Blofussin, the most feared captain of the high seas. Feared by his enemies, that is. Stern and unforgiving though he was, he took me under his wing and showed me the ropes. Aye, he was like a father to me, to us all, till that fateful day. It was in the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. Lemons and merchantmen were struggling with nigh constant raids by the Sahagan. Around this time, Blofus had yielded the day-to-day leadership of the bastards to Merwhip, his pride and joy. She was still growing into the role, though, and everyone knew the old captain was still calling the shots. Old Blofus had a noble streak, he did, ordered us to defend the traders from the fishbacks. Merwhip led the effort, and we fought day after day to keep the seas safe. The fighting was fierce, but we always came out of it in one piece, until we didn't. Until after the skirmish, a Sahagan survivor with his last breath summoned forth the Lord of the Wall. The great beast toppled our mast and cracked the keel like an egg. We clambered aboard the merchantman as our own ship sank. Naught to do but wait for the end, but then comes Blofus and his bleeding flotilla out of nowhere to pull us out of the fire. And he did. But the League of all Lost Bastards would never be the same again, for even though we escaped with our lives, we soon discovered that Captain Blofus, our iron-willed, unwavering leader, had fallen under Leviathan's thrall. Of course, in those days we didn't know much about drowning or tempering, didn't know what to make of our captain as he grew more haggard by the day, his words devolving into crazed rambling. Then, one day, he vanishes, taking off with half of our men. Long after, a band of pirates calling themselves the Serpent Reavers began taking prizes in the Indigo Deep, alongside the Sahagan. At their helm was none other than Captain Blofus, who had cast his lots with the fishbacks. Whoever knew what had to be done, and to her credit, she didn't shirk from the deed. She acted quickly, sneaking off under the cover of night with a skeleton crew without so much as telling me. Of course, that didn't stop me from stowing myself in the cargo hold and joining her on the voyage. She was none too happy to see me at first, wanted to leave me out of it, she said, but seeing as I made myself known when she was struggling to fend off a horde of reavers and fishbacks, it wasn't hard to win her over. Her twin muskets falling one after the next. As my sharpshooting kept her safe from afar, we got a path to the center of the isle. It was there we found Blowfish, or rather the miserable wretch he'd been reduced to, all bones, with skin shriveled and a tangled mat of white hair, eyes bulging from his head like a fish as he prayed to the Lord of the World. Murbup challenged him to a duel, and a dim memory must have flickered in his drowned mind, for he accepted. And so, with only me there to witness it, Murbup ended her father's life. The League of Lost Bastards would have lived up to its name if it weren't for Murbup. She assumed full command and restored us to our former glory. Not long after, she triumphed in the Trident and was named Chief Admiral of Limsa Lamensa. I often think back upon the day, seeing her charge into battle, muskets blazing. Might seem reckless to some, but that's how Captain Blowfish taught her, and she knows no other way. That's why I made it my job to support her from the shadows, and it's a role in which I'll happily serve again. I owe that much to her old man. My only doubt was whether you, my friend, were worthy of commanding me. But watching you from afar has answered that question. Aye, tell Waistcoat and the rest of my no-good companions that Lawrence stands with them. Cool. By the way, there is a short story on the Lodestone that tells the same story, but from Melwood's perspective. Probably link that in the description of this video, because it's really good. And I do wonder if the other role quests have similar connections to those short stories. Did Lawrence show himself? He did. Ah, no, there's a surprise. I had some hope your words might reach him, but never did I imagine he would agree so readily. Ah, just one thing, Lovern. I'd appreciate if you didn't mention Lawrence's involvement to the company. And now, in particular, they'll find out soon enough regardless. At any rate, that gives us new hope in our battle against the blasphemy. All that remains is to set the snare and lure the beast into our clutches. Our scouts are on the lookout for the creature as we speak. If the latest reports are to be believed, we are drawing ever closer. And with that, I'd best get back to it. Can I trust you to report the latest developments of the Maelstrom? Till we meet again, Commander. Sure. Whatever Waistcoat is planning, one can only hope it works. The search for the blasphemy continues, though I understand you've been carrying out an entirely different investigation. A marksman by the name of Lawrence? Hey, the Admiral will be pleased. Of course, we won't have much call for his skills until the blasphemy is found. Rest well and prepare yourself as necessary in the meantime. Lawrence, why does that ring a bell? Why indeed? Level 90, please. Despite our best efforts, the blasphemy continues to elude us. For the time being, Sorry to interrupt, but I have an incoming communication from Westcott. Commander, we've snared ourselves a blasphemy. With our erstwhile companion Ryle to thank, and knowing that the creature was once the Sahagan Queen, he kept a close eye on the spawning grounds. Sure enough, he spied a massive black shadow moving beneath the water not long ago. After receiving word, Shamani Lomani directed the Maelstrom warships in the vicinity to herd the beast with cannon fire into the Zastasha secret. Isolated as the secret is, we can engage our foe without putting Smallfolk at risk. Any words for your men, Commander? A company of heroes, assemble! No, I'm going with, the slogan. You don't have to tell me twice. I've been aching for a rematch. Rush in blindly and it will go as poorly for you as it did the first time. Ha! Knowing you, I'm sure you'll show up just in time to see me deal the killing blow. Now, can we not save our ritual for the quarry which I've lured to the perfect spot that is now waiting patiently for all of you to put it out of its misery? Brave Flox's Gobi Booms blast over bigger blasphemy into bitty pieces. A motley crew you'll never find, but will serve you well when the battle is joined, believe you me. This is my whip. I will ready the warship at once. Assemble outside the winch once you've all seen to your preparations. So the time has come. I shall pray for your victory. Alright. Let's kill us a blasphemy. Laverne, the others should be along soon. Let's go! The blasphemy is still contained within the Sasasha secret. There it will meet its end, Navigator willing. Would that my brothers and I could join you in the fight, and yet, blasphemous though it may be, the beast was once our mother, eh? Understand, no, forgive us for what we must do. Were there means to reverse the transformation, we would do all in our power to bring your mother back. Sadly, there is nothing left of her to save. For the future of the Sahagan and Limsa alike, the blasphemy must be laid to rest. When the deed is done, I would bring your brothers, even the crushing tide, aboard the great ship we call Valbrand. I do not want to slay your mother, whereas she has become a mindless beast who would enslave and kill her own, as an affront to the memory of who she was. It is not her, it is her not. Remember this always. You must. I want to ask you to shoulder the burden of matricide. When the time comes to strike the final blow, I will do the deed. Admiral, all you say is true, and yet... Commander, I've sighted a group of fishbanks, crushing tight most like, heading straight for the secret. You'd best make your way here, and fast. Time to move out then. Any words for your men before we set sail? Don't go dying on me out there. Ha! Our new commander's sounding more and more like the old one. But enough talk, it's time to show the realm that the company of heroes hasn't lost a step. Alright? We'll stand a better chance of slipping past the crushing tide if we split up. But and I will go together, while the rest of you take a different route. There's broken no further delay. Choose a station. My queen, I beg of you, pray show your loyal son mercy. Nope. The Indigo Beast. It's Tao, or what's left of him. Speaker Tao, why would our queen do such a thing? It is as the shortwalkers say. What we thought a blessing is in truth a terrible curse. The horror. We must away at once. And leave the shortwalkers to face our queen mother alone? No, I will stand with them. You mustn't sully your hands with the blood of your mother. Go and be with your kin. Go. Forgive me. Hello there. I was beginning to think you wanted off a cliff, Lawrence. As you say it like that, I prefer to think of myself as fashionably late. Well, enough talk. It comes. Alright, let's do this. Here it comes. We're counting on you, Lawrence. Leave it to me. Aye, no enemy's weakness escapes my eyes. Just one shot here. And there, and everywhere. Aye, there we go. Rawr. See how easy that was? I reckon I can do it too, acting commander. I just realized I have a skill here that I never touched before. Ah, ow. What? At least this thing has no, no positionals. Alright. Time to kill these. Alright. Hello there. Alright. Let's grab all of these ads. Oh.
You're in my sights.
You're in my sights. I've got you in my sights. Yeah, I might have to rearrange Samurai at some point. Oh no. Whoop. Extinction Flare. Oh, come on. Holy sweet. I don't... Oh, Defenders with your blade. I think I should have gone to the NPCs there. Whoopsie daisy. Let's try that again. On normal, of course. We've seen all that already. Alright, let's roll again. Can't do anything about this part, though. Already. Slowly getting the hang of it again. So where are you going? Alright, that worked. Okay. Could have probably saved bloodbath for this.
You're in my sights.
Alright, at least I'm not tanking anymore. Sorry, I'm actually trying to pay attention so that I don't die again. This time I'm gonna stay with the other people. Alright. Boom. Ah, yeah, it was literally just be over here. Oh, fuck. Oh, whatever. Okay. That's enough Easter to go blasting this entire island. We'd better go work fast. I can't move. We stand with you. Aww. For the shore workers. Ooh. Cool.
The winds favor us.
Jesus.
I will not yield.
I will not yield. Yay, we did it. Whew. That was a fight and a half. Death sentence. I will not ask for your forgiveness, but this, I promise, you will be remembered for the mother you were. Admiral, I have no words. I'm pretty sure these are the exact same words she said to her father, apart from, obviously, the last word. Our Queen Mother returns to the depths in eternal slumber. With your strength, you could have crushed us easily. Why did you spare our lives? The beasts and blasphemies are born from the despair in our hearts, but no more. I would break the cycle. The Redao may have been blind to it. I believe in a future where Sahagin and Lominsons live in harmony. Even after losing who she was, our queen made for your spawning grounds. And it is there she drew her last breath. When your next queen is crowned, know that she will have a safe place to raise her young. Once you have selected a suitable location, Limsa Lominsa will recognize and honor your claim. A promise for which we are grateful, Admiral. But what of the other peoples of Wildbrand? The kobolds are open to the idea. The details will need to be negotiated, but I'm confident we can reach an agreement. Sahagin, kobolds, and Laminsons alike yearn to abide in peace. We can make it so. I have never thought alongside shore workers before, but I must say, it felt good. We have fought our neighbors for generations. It has won us only suffering and tragedy. I beg of you, lay down your spears. It will take time and effort to bridge the gulf between our peoples, but bridge it we shall. I dare say we have a lot of talking to do as well, don't we, Commander Lawrence? Londonelle, if you'd just allow me to explain. Let's be off before they drag us into this mess. Speak with Lawrence as soon as he spawns in. Well, I'm gonna speak with everyone else first. Why did we ever believe that monstrosity was a blessing? What fools we were. Forgive us for what we have done, Queen Mother. At last, it's over. We can take pride in the respite we've won, but we must never forget those who could not be here for us to enjoy it. Fighting with gobby friends gives brave flocks good fields. Wondering where I was during the battle? Well, I was slacking off, if that's what you're implying. My duty was to protect the ship, to ensure a safe return. Truly. I dare say that blasphemy was the most formidable foe our company has ever faced. I must further hone my skills, lest the next enemy prove too tough for us to handle. Who invited this bloody bastard anyway? Oh there, good to see our acting commander, hale and hearty. That would be me, mister. Perfect timing, acting commander. You must save me from this bloodthirsty bastard. Well, Lawrence, let's hear your excuse, and it better be a good one. Why in the seven hells were you skulking about in the shadows while we did all the dirty work? Ha! Like you'll not be any happier if I showed myself sooner. I can hear you winging now. What? You didn't think we could have handled this on our own? I'd bloody furious regardless. Don't think I've forgotten what happened, or rather, didn't happen on the day of our duel. Even though the future of the company hung in the balance, I waited, and waited, and waited some goddamn more, and still you never turned up. I've got you now, and I will have satisfaction. Given Lawrence's penchant for late arrivals, I couldn't help but worry too. To say he cut it fine would be an understatement. And not by choice, as usual. My scouts observed him roaming near Costa del Sol not long ago. It would seem our commander's willful sense of direction has not improved in the least. I'm honestly surprised you never realized, Londonelle, that was to blame for his extreme tardiness. That the commander did indeed arrive at the agreed-upon location for your duel, after the sun had risen and set a half-dozen times. Never get to take me, Shamani. You promised that that would stay between the two of us. Hey, Bravelocks, you have a kind word or two for your old commander, didn't you? Commander Lawrence, Commander no more. New commander, friend to gobbies everywhere. Does many sweat works for gobby-kites. You've been out-commanded. Huh. Yeah, I thought you were too much of a coward to face me in battle. Come now, Lander now. You know me better than... Then it's settled. We fight here and now. On your guard. Put that thing down, I say. You could hurt someone with that. I think that's his intent. Aww. I to believe he was once the glue that held this merry band together. That's right. If you hadn't yet realized the obvious, Lawrence is our former commander. Forgive me for not stating the plainly sooner. That was apparent from, like, the get-go. I didn't want you to think we doubted your leadership. He's got his quirks, but as you saw, he's a force of nature on the battlefield. Anyhow, I think we can all say your stint as acting commander has been a rousing success. Now, I reckon it's about time you gave your final order. Company of heroes, band pig once more. Brave folks never liked parting with gobby friends. Yeah, I might have my complaints, but together, a good fight's never far away. I hardly need a company or a commander to get you that. Should limbs again be imperiled, there's nothing stopping us from rising to the occasion. So then, you're strong enough on your own, right? Why not serve the weak in your own ways? Yeah. Now I have to speak with everyone in turn. Alright. You've had quite a turn of duty, but all good things must come to an end. Any parting words before we go our separate ways? Give Gigaruja my best regards. Finally I can enjoy some semblance of peace again. At least as much peace as a man can enjoy waiting hand and foot on the Lord of Custer's soul. May have been rough sailing at times, but I rather enjoy serving under you, acting Commander Laverne. Well, if you have something to say, well, let's hear it. I'll return to the whalers and keep the murdering at to a minimum. Behave, is what I'm saying. Ha! So I've needed you to tell me. Well, I enjoyed the diversion. I know as well as any that my true place is in Gridania, leading a respectable life. You may not have been the perfect commander, but 12 as my witness, I hope you fight by your side again. Farewell. I await your orders, Commander. Look after you, brave. I love that that's... Sorry. That the R is rolled there. I wonder if that happens for every character. Because he's a Mikote, or because, or if I have this version because I'm a Mikote. Maybe both. I have responsibilities, a tribe that wants for my guidance and protection. I can ill afford to tarry here much longer. Nevertheless, it is with some regrets that I take my leave. For all their faults, of which they have many, they are my companions, and I will miss them. Well, let's hear it, Commander. Hehe, you owe me a bottle of your finest Bacchus. Indeed, indeed. I mean to return to Wineport as soon as I've tied up a few loose ends here. Speaking of wine, I've always preferred the older vintages, left to sleep in their barrels for many a summer. They come out tasting better than ever. One might say the same about our own company. Bye-bye. Brayflox wants busy work. Brayflox awaits Uplander's lip flaps. No more cheese wars. Please. Brayflox feels a heavy heart, but accepts Uplander's bossy words. Brayflox had good times and happy feels with gubby friends, but good times will come again, and when they do, new boomsticks will bring blasty doom with much fastness. Still with dagger and heart. Okay, that's the same text as before. Just checking. And on that note, I ought to be on my way. Slipping away again, are we? You are a creature of habits. I resented you for it at the time, you know, but I think I understand now. Better to shun fame and not serve as an example for glory seekers too eager to fight and too quick to die. You overthink it. I'm a creature of whimsy, a man who lets the tailwind carry him where it will. But more importantly, this new age belongs to the new blood. I've had my day in the sun. If you succeed in brokering peace with the Beastmen, there'll be no need to worry about primals. The company can go into permanent retirement. And then I can say I did right by the old man. If you hadn't been there for us both, I don't know if I could have pulled the trigger. Thank you, Lawrence. Brother. Nah, I did nothing. It was you who shouldered Captain Bloford's wind burden, and that of the entire league. I'm sorry, my Rob. I know it hasn't been easy for you. But I dare say you've worked hard enough. Mayhap us company folk aren't the only ones in need of a retirement. But I've said too much. Lawrence holding his tongue. Gods, you have changed. But yes, my greatest test as Admiral still lies ahead, as we steer the great ship Wilbrand towards a new future. Ha! You truly are your father's daughter. I owe you my thanks too. Dare say you did almost as good a job keeping my men into task as I could have done. Call it a hunch, but something tells me our paths may cross again. But forgive me if I carry on like I've never seen you before. Not unlike my old friend Mistbeard, I prefer to keep my past in the past. And with that, I'm off. Take care of yourselves. The blasphemy is no more, but we will never know lasting peace until the crushing tide agrees to lay down their arms. It will be a daunting task, but as we saw in Zastasha, they are not beyond reason. I'll do all in my power to see that your efforts and the sacrifices of my brothers were not in vain. Forgive us, even after being freed from false goods thrall, still we clung to our hateful beliefs. It was easier to hearken to Speakadow's every word and turn a blind eye to the harsh truth. Easier and cowardly. I will return and speak with my brothers of the crushing tide. I will tell them of our Queen Mother's sacrifice and the vision of hope you have shared with us. I ask only that you give us time and trust us to make our own decision. We have my words. If you would not be averse, let us return to the spawning grounds together. Adventurer, I have no words to express my gratitude to you. I will repay you the only way I know how, by doing my part to usher in an age where Shorewalker and Sahagan stand as one. Just as now, it would seem. Ever since we achieved a measure of peace with the kobolds, I prayed that this day would come. Though it is, of course, only a beginning. Negotiations must be held, and words exchanged in earnest will invariably lead to flared tempers and bruised egos. But such things always accompany meaningful progress. The history of Wilbrand is one of bloodshed, but we have the power to change our ways. After all, it is clear we are united more by our similarities than we are divided by our differences. I'll share what I have seen of the Sahagin with my fellow Liminsons and listen closely to their doubts and concerns. What must be a harmony not foisted upon them from above, but one which they aspire to their own free will. No doubt Noel and his brothers feel the same. Again, you have come to Luminsa's aid, my aid, at a time we needed it most. When we next meet, I hope it will not be as an admiral and adventurer, but as friends. Mayhap trading war stories over ales at the wench. Hey, that sounds amazing. But for now, I must return to my duties. Drafting reports and decrees is hardly the most exciting part of my role, but it is a necessary one. If you happen to pass through Razadhan, pray share your exploits with our delegate there. Doubtless he will be interested to hear your first-hand account. One day I will lay down these muskets of mine for good, but not yet, father. Not yet. I forgot what the other weapon of hers was called. One of them is called Death Sentence, which is the one she used to shoot her father. I can't remember the other one. Alright. Let's go to Rosetta and hopefully finish up the melee role quest. Wrong door. Oh. I forgot how to get in there. Whoops. Laverne, your return. Pray tell, what news from my homeland? Extraordinary, and a chance of peace with the Hagen? These are heartening tidings indeed. Without a doubt, you have helped to dispel the pall of despair that once hung over all of Wilbrand. Our people now bask in newfound hope. Must share the news with the others. Full glad will they be to hear that the threat to Limsa is no more. Thank you again, my friends.